On today's show, Luka Doncic closer to returning to action for the Mavericks, and there are going to be at least 4 Mavericks on the top NBA 100 list from ESPN. We're going to talk about all of that on today's show. But before we get into it, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. We are going to be going live tomorrow evening for Mavericks vs. Bucks preseason finale. It's going to be a 6:30 tip-off. We'll probably go live around 6:15 or so. So be sure to subscribe, and you'll get notified as soon as we go live. Welcome into Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. I am Jeffrey Cooperstein. Let's jump right into it. Luka Doncic seems to be inching closer to a return. He worked out with the team on Monday prior to their game against the Los Angeles Clippers. He's practicing right now, as far as we know. Practice is literally going on as we speak, so we'll get an update probably later in the afternoon as far as his status goes for tomorrow's game against Milwaukee. But it sounds like he's going to be ready for opening night, and there's going to be no problems there. And the biggest thing for Luka is hopefully the Mavs won't have to manage this injury all throughout the season. The calf thing has been sort of a recurring deal for him. Starting back in the 2022 postseason. He's dealt with this multiple times before. So hopefully it's not something that persists throughout the entire season that the Mavs just have to monitor and manage. When you take a look at his games played, you'll notice something a little bit interesting. Rookie year is the year where he played the most games, 72 out of a possible 82. 61 in the shortened COVID season, as well as 66. And then the last 3 years, 65, 66, and 70. So Luka has never played in a year, a full season, where he has missed less than 10 games for a total of 450 games played. And I don't expect that to change this year. I think he's going to miss at least 10 games, whether it's load management, whether it's a slight injury that he has. I think the Mavs are going to try to manage his load as much as they possibly can, whether it's sitting him on the second night of a back-to-back in a game that the Mavs should win, even without Luka, or they're taking it slow in a return from a little ailment that he has. I do believe he's going to miss at least 10 games. I think he'll play more than 65 as long as he stays healthy-ish to be eligible for the NBA postseason awards, because you have that threshold now. But I think he's going to miss at least 10 games, and hopefully the Mavs can just keep him as healthy as possible, because all that matters is that he's healthy and fresh heading in to April, May, and June, where the Mavs expect to be this year. Let me know what you guys think, though. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. Do you think Luka is going to play in more or less than 72 and a half games this season? Type M for more, type L for less. In just a couple of seconds, we're going to tell you about our sponsor, which is PrizePicks. But while I'm doing that, go on down there and get your votes in. How many games do you think Luka is going to play? And of course, we couldn't do today's show if it wasn't for our sponsor, which is PrizePicks. If you go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS, they'll give you a $50 bonus when you play a $5 lineup. PrizePicks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. And unlike other apps on PrizePicks, it's just you against the numbers. You can now win up to 100 times your money on PrizePicks with as little as 4 correct picks. And PrizePicks puts its members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Sign up today to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. PrizePicks also offers weekly promotions that could lead to big payouts like Taco Tuesday, where PrizePicks discounts select player projections up to 25% to provide even more value for its lineups. PrizePicks is the best way to win real money this basketball season. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on PrizePicks. And for my selections today, I've got a little college football action for you. It's a big college football weekend. You got Tennessee, Alabama. You got Texas, Georgia. I'm going to go with the more on Quinn Ewers passing yards, 255.5. I'll take the more on Nico Iamaleava passing yards as well, and the more on Evan Stewart receiving yards. I'm a big more guy. You can pick more or you can pick less. Just make sure you do it with PrizePicks. When you go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, use the code CLNS and get $50 instantly when you play 5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. Download the PrizePicks app today. PrizePicks, run your game. All right, so now let's take a look at the NBA's top 100 list via ESPN. And I know there's some controversial things on this list. So far, these are the 3 Mavs that have been revealed. Klay Thompson comes in at 71st. Derrick Lively at 56th, and Kyrie Irving at 25th. They haven't announced the top 10 yet, which we all know Luka is going to be in that. That'll be released tomorrow. We'll let you know where Luka lands on that. Let's start with Klay Thompson here, though. I think he still needs to prove that he's him. He's 71st on this list. He's kind of not been wishy-washy, but he is not the Klay Thompson that we know and love, the future Hall of Famer. I still think he can play at a pretty high level, but he's not the guy that we knew from the four-time champion Golden State Warriors. He still had a pretty damn good year last year, though. 17.8 points, 9 three attempts a night on 38.5%. Still not bad at all. Look, I think Klay can be a good role player on this team, and I still have full faith in Klay Thompson that he's going to be a very good player for the Mavericks. They only need him to be the third best player. They don't need him to be the number 2 to Steph Curry's number 1. They need him to be the bona fide third option behind Luka Doncic and behind Kyrie Irving. And on some nights where he doesn't have it, the Mavs do have options like PJ Washington, like Derrick Lively, who can get you 20 points and can supplement Klay Thompson. You don't need Klay to be perfect. You just need him to be good and a consistent shooter. Now, he has slumped in the preseason so far, but I'm not really concerned about that whatsoever. And I think he's going to be just fine come October 24th, which is just a week away. It's crazy. Derrick Lively ranked 56th on the NBA's top 100 list. Just some of the guys that he's ranked ahead of. Darius Garland, Kobe White, Alex Caruso, and Desmond Bane. Those are all really good players, and I expect Lively to even jump further on this list after the season. His rookie year was fantastic. It was better than any Mavericks fan expected. 8.8 boards, almost 7 rebounds, a block and a half a night. I expect big things from Derrick Lively, and I think he's a guy that the Mavs are going to count on a lot this season. In 55 games played last year, he split time between being a reserve and starting. I think he's going to assume a more full-time starting role this season, and he's going to have a big year for the Mavs. And like the same thing with Klay, they don't need Lively to be perfect every single night. As long as he just performs his role at a high level, whether it's rolling, rebounding, blocking shots, being the energy guy, the Mavs just need Derrick Lively to be Derrick Lively, and if he does that, they're all good. What do you guys think, though? I saw some discourse on internet that Lively may be a bit overrated and he wasn't the 56th best player in the NBA. Do you guys think he's overrated or underrated? Type O for overrated, U for underrated. I'm very curious to see what you guys think down in the comment section. And Kyrie Irving, who jumped up 10 spots from last year's list up to 25th, I think he's proving his worth as the Mavs, both on and off the court. He is the leader of this team. The Mavs look to Kyrie Irving for inspiration. Obviously, Luka's the best player on the team. I do think Kyrie is the leader, though. He's the voice in the locker room, the voice of reason. He keeps everything positive. He had a great season last year, maybe his best season since he was in Cleveland. And I think Kyrie's going to do the same here once again, as long as he stays healthy. I really believe that Kyrie's a big part of why the Mavericks got to the finals last year, and I think he's going to be a big part of why they're going to go deep in the postseason again. And I do have a prediction. I think Luka's coming in at number 1. I believe he was number 2 last year on the list, and I think he's going to come in at number 1 this year. He made the finals. He had a great year, the best year of his career so far. I think this year is going to be even better. He's going to win the MVP, I believe, and he'll come in at number 1 on the ESPN Top 100. Just a quick reminder, we are going live for Mavericks vs. Bucks tomorrow, so please join me. We're going to have fun, chop it up, talk some Mavs ball, and get you ready for the 24-25 NBA season. I can't wait. I'll see you guys there, and let's go Mavs.